It is The Brilliant Show. I almost forgot the title because it's been so long, but I'm Scotty Brilliant, and we got Biff, Brother John, Hass.
There was a time I never thought we'd do this show again.
Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while. But when I first called you, we'll get to why we've been really, it's been a long time since we did our last show. But
the developments that have occurred.
Exactly. But when I just called you, you said you had to mute your TV and turn on the microphone at the same time, right? Yeah. I guess it was difficult for you to do. And then you asked what I was watching. But I want to know, what were you watching, John? We had to mute it so quickly.
I muted it so quickly because it's loud. It's the Memphis Grizzlies Golden State Warriors game.
Oh.
Game 2.
Yeah, that's nothing exciting.
It's exciting for people that are cool that like basketball.
Yeah, the 1% of America.
Yeah, me and all the black guys. That's it. Why? What are you watching, Biff?
I wanted to talk about this because I had to stop watching not even a marathon, but just a couple of shows of Married at First Sight. Have you ever seen that show?
I haven't watched it, but I know about it.
Okay, yeah, it's one of those shows where it's so dumb, but yet it's so addicting, kind of like The Real World.
Yes, and the Kardashians.
And the Kardashians, exactly. It's on, like, I don't know, A&E or something, and basically it's what it sounds. I guess there's three guys, 3 girls, and these team of experts. Like, they have like a psychologist, a sexologist, or whatever, if that even exists, and they pair them up. Yeah, according to their personality traits, and basically all they do is just fight the whole entire time. So it's like, obviously these experts. Well, there's one couple, that you get paired up and you marry at first sight, and then you are forced to live together, and then the cameras are there while you're trying to actually get to know each other, which should have been done before you get to the person. But,
of course,
yeah,
of course. It's just like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Like, it's so unrealistic. People just want to go on TV. They're like, you know what? I think I'm good looking enough to go on this thing, and I'll get recognized, and I'll just act like I'm there for a purpose, other than to like somehow get famous.
That's all it is. That 15 minutes of fame.
Because who would really actually expect to fall in love? I mean, not just in one day. That's completely ridiculous. But even with The Bachelor, it's like 6 weeks. And it's like, I'm ready to marry you. Wait a minute. You haven't even lived real life together yet.
Yes.
It's so bizarre that they like believe it's real.
I don't understand. And like the chances of actually something like that working out are like slim to none. Because like I watched the last 20 minutes of the last episode, which was an hour long, just ended at 11, and like the last 20 minutes of it, the one couple just argued, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what is the point? You have I guess the experiment, I don't think they get paid, but I guess the experiment, they have to like give it like 6 months or something to see if it actually does work. But I mean, I
think they do get paid.
What is that? What it is? I mean, because what else would be the point?
I think they really do get paid.
All right, maybe.
No, yeah, I think they have to get paid.
That would be the only incentive, just kind of like sit there and collect your money, because what else would be the point? I mean, like, you don't know this person. If you're not getting along, it's not like you have kids together or anything other than maybe the apartment that you just, together. But like, what would be the point?
When you live together, you have to like strip down those walls that you put up when you first start dating somebody, like right away. Like, you can't be like, how everyone's like on their best behavior when you first start dating, and then, you decide to move in together, and you have to see every single ugly side of each other. Otherwise, you'll go insane.
Yes, exactly.
And people have to do that right off the bat,
in front of cameras, in front of national audience. But yeah, I don't know. The whole show is just dumb. But my dad like watched the whole first season, and one time when I was home, he's like, "You got to see the show," and he like put on like a marathon of it, and I was like, "This is dumb." And then like 10 hours later, I was still watching it, and I was like, "What am I doing? Like, this is absolutely retarded." But like, there's one chick, like there's one chick on the last season was actually pretty hot, and there's one chick on this season that's not too bad. So that's like the main reason why I watch it. But
yeah, that gets you through it.
Yeah, the one hot chick. But guys are such boners, though. Like, I don't know where they get these dorks from, but
Like, would you ever seriously consider going on a show like that?
No, no. Well, you know what?
No.
No, I don't want to say no because I feel
Yes.
like that a lot of these things, like once you're there, it kind of propels you. Like if you got a good personality and you sign up for this thing, and like you're on a show
Oh,
like this,
yeah.
it could propel you into other things. Like I remember the Real World. There was that one dude that was on like the Hawaii season. That was I think his name was Colin. I don't know why I remember this, but he was like, okay, I don't ask me why I remember this, but I remember
I'm trying to think of the Hawaii.
remember the Hawaii? It was like
cast.
probably like the late '90s, maybe very late '90s, early 2000s, and this chick with huge boobs, Maya.
Wasn't it The Miz? Wasn't that his season too?
No, I think you're confusing like a bunch of them, right?
Yeah, I'm blending
Yeah,
a
you're
bunch
blending.
together. Oh, Maya. Now I remember. I remember her now.
Well, I just
Can't,
you can't. She had huge
can't
boobs
remember.
and she blonde hair and like a huge mouth.
I'm just gonna have to look her up.
But the point I'm trying to make here is I think the guy that she was obsessed with, Colin, he went on to like host shit on MTV. Same with that tech dude. Remember?
Oh yeah, Tech. He was cool.
Yeah, like so. I mean, that's the only reason why I would do a show like this because maybe it would propel me into maybe another 15 minutes of fame until that 30 minutes ran out, and then I'd be homeless and jobless.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Did you look?
I remember, dude. I typed in MIA or MYA.
I think it's MAIA for some reason, or MIYA.
MIYA. Maya from Real World, and like I thought like a million things would come up, and the weirdest shit is coming up. Oh, do I mean Mia from Real World?
Come on, I'm gonna find this fast.
Son of a bitch!
I'm
I'm really good in state journalism
I think it's
right here, and I'm really struggling.
try-
And I'm getting so pissed.
Hold on, now it's my thing's kirking out because
MAIA.
try that. That's what I just typed in. Right in Maya Real World.
I'm gonna go.
Amaya, maybe? Amaya? Maybe try Amaya. Maya.
I just did Hawaiian cast from Real World. Okay, that's San Francisco.
Oh yeah, it is Amaya. Amaya.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah.
You just tricked me.
Amaya Brecker. She's actually in the top 25
Maya Brecker.
most annoying Real World cast members. She's made the top 25. Who's number one on this?
And she had huge knockers.
Huge knockers. Wow, she looks different here. She's a brunette here. She's number.
I don't remember her at all.
I remember some of these people. Svetlana.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
Remember her?
She's. What about her? Oh yeah, she would like make appearances.
No, she was just obsessed with that Colin guy, who I think the whole point of my story was the Colin guy on this show. I don't know why he like is stuck in my mind, but I feel like he went on to do other stuff for MTV after the show.
Was he hot?
Yeah, he's pretty hot. Yeah, dark surfer dude, No, he's like a total dork, but she loved him. He would just toy with her, and it's like, all right, obviously she's weak and feeble-minded, but like, come on, she's got a huge knocker. She's halfway decent. He just seemed like a
I'm not impressed. No.
All right, let's move on.
Little overrated. I was really excited, and then I saw her, and I'm like, well, that can't be her.
Well,
and it
not
is
super
her.
impressive.
Terrible.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, John? You went on vacation last week?
So my buddy Kev Smith, who I'm pretty sure you've met, he's got a place
From
down there.
Mallrats?
Yeah, and Clerks.
Nice. I like it.
Comic book guys.
Cool guy, nice hair.
Yep. And he's got a place. And at Agnew's wedding, we were all just like, yeah, we should go to your place in Cabo. And Kev was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And we were like, really? And he's like, you would just have to buy your plane ticket and then we'd stay there for free.
That's awesome.
So we all pulled it together. It was not a cheap flight, let me tell you. I never flew. I've flown to Mexico City from Philly before, but that wasn't that expensive at all. From Florida to Cabo is quite pricey. Yeah, I mean, compared to Philly to Mexico City, it's a much richer flight.
What's the ticket cost?
It was like $1,000.
Are you serious for one ticket?
Serious, so sincere.
$1,000.
Winter is coming. So anyway, we get over there to Houston, and Agnew and his wife and my buddy Kevin, his wife, meet us at that airport, and we all get on the same plane and go over to Cabo and meet my brother and his wife, and we drink non-stop, like non-stop. Like, we wake up in the morning, we eat breakfast, start drinking. So we get there to the airport and finally get outside, and there's a bar outside the airport.
Of
So
course.
we like just walk up to it, start drinking there. Then a van pulls up with like a guy with my buddy's name holding
That
a
doesn't
sign.
sound shady at all.
He's like, "Oh, Kevin Smith." Yeah, it was like spelled wrong. We were like, "Oh well, don't worry." And we get on the van, and there's beer, a cooler in the van. So we drink there, and then we drive on the most dangerous,
Yeah.
like unregulated, like just bad roads, and then up crooked hills and mountains. Like, Mexico is crazy, and some of the roads aren't paved and they're made of stone. So you're just like shaking the whole time you're driving, and they're going like 90. And then we get to this place, and it's this big mountain, and it's called Petrogal.
Okay.
I think it's like a little neighborhood on a mountain, and we drive to my buddy's place, and it's towards the top of the mountain, and it's 4 stories. So everyone had their own floor, like their own bedroom on their own floor.
Wait, why does he owns this place, or it's like one of those?
His dad owns it.
Really?
Yeah, dude, they're into horse training and container. They sell containers.
Okay.
Like those giant containers that are on, freighters.
Oh wow.
In the ocean. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. He has like a yard with like 1 million of those things.
Nuts.
Big money, big money. So
Horse
this
training
place is
and
crazy.
containers. It's quite a
Yeah.
combination.
I know, man. They're on the move. And so anyway, it's 4 different stories and 4 different bedrooms because it's on the side of the mountain. Like it looked like steps
That's
almost,
nuts.
but it was rooms, and there was a pool, and it overlooked the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
So I mean, there isn't really much to tell other than we drank.
So you
a
guys
lot.
didn't really leave that
Lot.
centralized location. It's kind of like an all-inclusive resort type thing.
Well, it's not like a
Well, I know,
resort,
you know what
but
I'm saying. Like you guys
kind
didn't go
of,
to
yeah. Like
bars
there's like
or
a
anything.
little. No, we
Oh,
did.
really?
No, we did. We you could walk down to like a main strip, like a College Ave kind of thing, and there was sweet, like authentic Mexican restaurants where tequila and Dos Equis were bleeding from walls, and it's all on the ocean. And then, dude, we went out to dinner Friday night with Kev's parents because they were down there at another house that they
Are you
have.
kidding?
And no, I'm telling you, man, horses and containers.
What do they do with horses? The horse training?
Those shows in Texas that like people from all over the world go to
And why do they have 2 houses
they-
in Mexico?
because they got money to spend. I got money to spend.
Why 2 in Mexico?
Oh, this is a fake Elvis song. What?
Why 2 in Mexico that are like a short distance apart?
I don't know. I didn't
Huh.
ask. I think maybe like he had the big one for when they were like kids, because he's got I think 2 sisters, and then instead of selling it, he just kept it because it's probably paid off. He probably bought it for like 5 cents back in the 70s.
I'll buy this house with a nickel.
An American silver shiny
And then he
nickel.
bites
Here,
it.
here, Mexican, yeah. And so I don't know. I didn't investigate. I was just so amazed that we were there, like all 4 of us together. I've known Kev since high school and Agnew since 7th grade, and obviously my brother since birth.
Really?
Yeah, so it was quite a culmination of people. And all of our girls like love each other. They're almost like borderline scissor sisters.
Did you get any of that going?
No, I thought I was. I thought I would. I was like, I'm gonna get drunk and try to like make something weird happen, and I just didn't. I just ended up blacking out every night. Dude, I'd wake up in the morning and they would all tell me what we did. I was like, this is
So you were
embarrassing.
the only one that was getting to that point.
I was like, I'm the oldest one here. Well, everybody was like half blacking out, but I would black out for like long chunks of time.
Wait, and then come to or just fall asleep?
No, just somehow make it to
Huh.
bed. Like I woke up one morning and I was like, yo, weren't we supposed to go to dinner last night? And my brother gets on his phone and just shows me a picture of me and him, like at this restaurant, dude, on the water, like literally on the water with the sunset going down behind us, all dressed up in sunglasses with Kev's dad and cigars.
You don't remember?
I remember none of
Nothing.
it. Nothing at all. It's just black.
That's nuts. I don't remember
Bad,
the last
man.
time I
Pissed.
was ever like that. And today being Cinco de Mayo, obviously, when the show will probably be posted, it would be the Seis de Mayo. But Cinco de Mayo, very happening Cinco de Mayo, obviously, because we're sitting here doing a show. But I am drinking, so at least I'm celebrating a little bit. But I feel like Mexico is just completely lawless. I mean, you walk into like a clothing store and they're serving shots of tequila, and like, no matter where you go, they encourage like binge drinking tequila and Dos Equis. Because I mean, Nat and I did a couple of those all inclusive, vacations, a handful in Mexico, and like there was like numerous times where we would just be hammered during the day, come back to our room, do whatever, obviously, then shower and go to dinner and not even remember going to dinner. Like I remember one time, like I don't even think we were wearing underwear. We were at like the banquet hall, and like it was just like I think we were like just threw on like a shirt, and like I had like mesh shorts on, Not just threw on a dress, and like no underwear. So we're like flopping around, like where else would you do this? You get arrested.
There's nothing better than being drunk in mesh shorts and no underwear. So
Flapping around.
It's the peak of existence for
It was
man.
great, yeah. I mean, but it was like you're never going to see these people again. You're in Mexico. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, I was so worn out and just so ready for vacation that I knew I was going to be drinking heavy, but I can't believe that my memory just went like just out. And everyone was like, "Oh, I couldn't tell." I'm like, I don't know how I'm faking it, or maybe I'm just like not paying attention, so I don't remember anything. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm fake coherent. But the third day. So we were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Came home Sunday. Saturday, it had happened Thursday and Friday. So Saturday, I was like, yo, I'm gonna really pace myself today. Like, I don't want to black out. I want to like remember everything. So at like 11 o'clock, we're like, all right, let's go to the beach because there's this crazy beach. And everybody was kind of like, nah, I don't feel like it. But, the host, he was like, come on, you'll really, really like it. Let's go. So we all get in a taxi and we go to the beach. It's only like a 5-minute ride, again, on like the worst roads of all time. And
it's like guys
there
with goats on leashes walking along the side of the street.
Right. Yes. We get there and it's just like you said, it's kind of like no one really cares about alcohol. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever, let's just drink while the janitor's sweeping the floor. He has like a Heineken. It's like those, no one cares. And we walk in, and before we even like get to like our lounge chairs that are on the beach, this girl walks up with a tray, and it was like when we were at Margaritaville.
Yeah.
They just get the bottle of rum and you get down on your knees, or in this case it was tequila, and they just pour it down your throat. It's like, all right, I'm drunk already. Yes. I just got here. So we're drinking, and they time it perfectly. They wait until people have been there for like an hour or two. Then all the, I don't know what they're called, but they're like pushers. They have things they made out of wood and toys and hats that are made of tin foil and don't really look like they're going to last the rest of the vacation. And then you buy them because you feel bad for these people, and you're drunk, and you just start telling them the little bit of Spanish that you know, and you think you're cool and you're doing it because you're drunk.
They're laughing at you.
And they're just working you. They're playing you like a harp, or at least that's what happened to me. And and so, dude, it's like 3.5 hours at the
Yeah, well,
beach, and I'm barely holding on.
I probably have about 6 marionettes from those guys on the beach. I just keep on buying them. I don't even know.
Wait, what's a marionette?
Those puppets on the strings, and you control
Oh,
them. There's like a little cross at the top, and
yeah, a
it's
puppet.
a puppet. Yeah, marionette, I guess, is the Spanish version of a puppet. I mean, you don't stick your hand
No.
up their butt like a puppet. You use it at the top, and it dances. There's strings.
Yeah, with the
Yeah, yeah.
puppets on strings.
Yeah, or marionettes, whatever.
Only puppets on strings, marionettes. That's like the French gay way to say it. Um, so I'm barely hanging on. I'm borderlining into Blackout City, and I'm like, oh no, it's gonna happen. I gotta slow down. But I had like 2 beers that were like full in my hand for the ride home, and gone. Nothing after that. We stayed up really late. Apparently, we got. Oh, dude, the cops showed up.
What?
Because of a noise violation because we were raging, and I have like kind of little sparkles, little flashes of this.
You don't want to be locked up in a Mexican prison.
No, and of course they didn't really care, but they called a noise complaint on us because we were playing music and we didn't have it that loud, and then Boys to Men, Motown Philly came on, and Agnew like turned off. So the windows were shaking in the house, and we were screaming it. We were screaming it at the top of our lungs on the top of a mountain towards the Pacific Ocean, like we were the white boys.
So
to
who
Men.
heard you?
Who knows? I don't know. All of Mexico, and then the cop showed up, and he didn't care. And then Kev's parents showed up. Don't remember any of this. Agnew cooked hamburgers and hot dogs. I was eating a hot dog on the floor.
What are you, David?
With my back
David
against
Hasselhoff?
my back. Not that bad. With my back against the door, like the front door, and my legs kind of like just sprawled out on the floor, eating a hot dog without a bun.
You probably look really good.
I had a Flash T-shirt on, the superhero Flash T-shirt on, and my chubbies.
That probably looked excellent.
I looked really good.
Yeah, put that picture on your resume.
And there was this skewer, those skewers for the grill.
You had that through the hot dog.
It was about 3 feet long, I guess, and it was metal, and it had a handle, and so it looked kind of like a sword. And I carried that thing around like the whole weekend.
Oh, that's safe.
pretending I was Arya Stark in Game of Thrones.
That sounds extremely safe.
Yeah, everybody was really not concerned or scared at all. They felt safe.
Yeah, that you're carrying a spear while you're blacked out.
It was Agnew's got one of those GoPros, and it has it's waterproof, and it has like a floaty thing on it, so it doesn't sink. We were just throwing it to each other across the pool, and it would splash, and then it still like captures everything. Have you ever seen any video on a GoPro?
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like a reality show.
Yeah. Yep.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah, you can strap it to your head, and you can just capture your whole day, John.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Oh, well, that sounds a lot more exciting than the past, couple weeks for me. But
dude, hold on, and we'll get to you. But I have to finish. So, of course, we wake up Sunday, and I blacked out, and I didn't remember anything for a vast amount of time. I get up out of bed, and I just fall.
Your legs get up.
My foot. I grab my foot. It has a big gash on the toe next to the big toe, right in the middle. And my foot feels like it's broken. Like it's all swollen and sore and like black and blue.
What? What happened?
Like, I don't know. No one knows.
Maybe
but
it was
luckily
your
it
spear.
healed.
Could it be your spear that you were carrying around?
No. It was like it felt like as if I jumped up and then just kind of like landed wrong on my foot and like twisted it.
Huh.
But dude, I had to walk all over the airport in just flip-flops. I didn't bring like sneakers. We take the flight at 9:30 in the morning from Mexico to Houston. We get to Houston at 1. We have a 6-hour layover until 6 o'clock. Sit at the bar, we eat, we drink, we just sit around, we try not to go insane. Then we're in the plane, 2-hour delay, sitting in the plane on the tarmac, not move. Then we finally take off. We finally get back here at 2 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning at this point, and I still haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I had to watch it. And I woke up Monday morning and almost got up from my desk, went to the gun store, bought one bullet, gotten it over with.
You felt great.
Oh, dude, I was sitting at my desk, and the emails, there was like 191 unanswered emails, and I started sweating so bad that I was like dripping down my armchair. Like the sweat from my arms were dripping because I was so hungover and disgusted.
Yeah, I'm sure your body was in great shape. It probably was real happy with you. That is the worst when you come home from a vacation like that. Because I remember one of the last times, the last vacations Natalie and I went on, and we were eating lunch at, in the airport. It was in Jamaica or Mexico. But see, at that point, like after like so many days, like I'm sure you guys had like, where did you get your food from? Like the hamburgers and hot dogs? I mean, you didn't bring it from wherever you were, so you must have went. Did somebody go food shopping there? Okay.
Yeah, we stopped actually on the way home from the beach, and actually this is one of the last things I remember. On the way home from the beach, we stopped at like a Costco, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a Mexican Costco, La Costco, El Costco, and that's when Agnew and Kev went in and got burgers and dogs.
Huh. Well, see, I mean, okay, so I mean, you're kind of eating normal stuff, but like an all-inclusive resort, yeah, they try to cater to the tourists and stuff, but it's still like heavy food, no matter how you cut it, and like then the last day we were there, we ate some sort of burrito or something at the Mexican place in the airport, and I haven't felt so sick in my life because it's like all the tequila and the cheap beer caught up with you, and all like the heavy food. I probably put on about 8 pounds during the week, and then that last meal was just kind of put me over the edge, and then you had to get onto a plane on top of that.
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing about that's when people go, I love to travel. Yeah. I'm like, traveling is the worst, and I don't care. Yeah, the plane, it's a great invention, it's a miracle of modern science, but I need it faster. I need it way faster. It's very clunky. It's very sloppy. Listen to this. When we got to the airport from Mexico to Houston, when we got to Houston on our way back, we stood in line to customs for an hour.
Oh, man.
It was a clusterfuck of just madness. People were cutting lines. Security was throwing them to the back of the line.
Yes. The worst. The worst.
It was like 4,000 people.
And like 2 people working. Yes.
Checkers. Yeah.
Yep. That is the worst. There couldn't be any more of a worse welcome back to reality from a vacation than coming back to the United States and having to go through customs. In Mexico, it's like a red light, green light thing, and you just walk through, and then like every 5 people, there's a red light, and then they check you, and like customs goes quick. It's just the United States. For some reason, they're so damn slow because like I guess nobody wants to work, so there's like 2 people actually working.
Yeah. And, I want to be extra careful.
Yeah, well, I would too. We're letting into the country. I don't want
any snakes sneaking in.
From that plane.
Snakes from the plane?
Snakes from the plane. Did you see that movie?
What movie? Oh, it's
snakes on this motherfucking plane.
I saw parts of it. Like, a snake comes up and, like, it has 2 heads and it bites the girl's 2 boobs. I'm like, oh my god! Okay, enough. I
can't get into those movies. Like that Sharknado that was like a cult hit with Steve from 90210, Ian Ziering. It was on the Sci-Fi Channel, but it was like it was like so popular because it was so dumb. Did you ever hear of Sharknado? They made a second one just recently. Yeah.
Sharknado 2, and Sharknado 2 had, and they're making Sharknado 3, and Sharknado 2 had like a zillion
But
cameos in
yeah,
it.
but I can't watch it because it's just so dumb. It's like there's nothing redeeming about it. Like the plot is dumb, the special effects are dumb. It's not scary, and it's just like a waste of 2 hours of your life. Like I'd really is
I think the fanboys out there, the geeks, the nerds. I may be part geek and nerd, but I'm not that extreme. But they liked it because it was so dumb and so ridiculous and so like fake. Like they enjoy the fakeness of it all, like how pretend
yeah, but
it
it's
is.
dumb now because like you can't make things look too fake with all the technology they have. Like back in the 80s when they made low budget horror films and like the brain
Yeah.
splattering looked so fake that it was funny. Like some of Peter
Yeah.
Jackson's early movies, the guy that directed Lord of the Rings, he directed horror films back in the 80s, like Brain Dead I think was one, and um, Dead
What movie?
Alive. It was called Brain Dead, and like I remember that I saw it when I was like a teenager, and it was just like disturbing on how like it was like over the top graphic. Like a guy like he was
Yeah.
climbing up a mountain and he fell and hit his head on a rock and his head opened up and brains came out. But then he took his own belt,
Oh,
and tied it around his head to keep his brains in his head. Like
yes. Good
that's
idea. Good
yeah. I mean, he
idea.
was using his resources that he had, but I mean that was funny because it was like so like over the top. But something like
Ridiculous.
Sharknado, where sharks are in a tornado, is just dumb to me. And like, unless you're hammered on a Friday night and watching it with a group of friends while you're drinking, I have no reason to ever watch a movie like that.
I think it is also because oh, hold on.
Are you taking a crap?
It's also because they want to watch it to make fun of it.
Yeah, but it's made for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think my point is like some of these older horror films, they actually made them like okay, the one with his brains falling out, but like some of them they made to be scary, and they didn't make them to be
Right.
funny, but they were just so dumb that they happened to be funny. This one like it was made to be like a joke. So
A
it's like
joke. It's a
yeah,
goof.
I'd rather laugh at something that isn't supposed to be funny than something that they're trying to make funny. Do you know what I'm?
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. As far as horror movies are concerned, you'd rather laugh at it trying to be
Yeah,
good.
yeah, laugh at like
That is
just
funnier.
like the ridiculousness of it. Because I mean, like, what is Sharknado? Like Sharknado, it's not a comedy, so it's not like I'm going to be like laughing like when I was watching Dumb and Dumber. It's like, what is it? Is it supposed to be a horror movie? Is it supposed to be a sci-fi movie? No, it's just a tornado with sharks in it, starring Steve from 90210. Who hasn't had an acting
Sanders.
an acting job since 90210.
Ian
Yeah,
Searing.
and they brought him back from the dead.
Yeah, they gave him a second life as well as Tara
Oh
Reid,
yeah, she's doing a whole lot.
completely washed up.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, so yeah, we haven't done a show in a while.
We haven't. It's been what about 3 weeks, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh,
And I got a
yeah.
text from Chris. He was asking about it. I think he thinks we forgot about him, but we haven't said we've kind of been on and off. Well, we haven't been off the past 2 or 3 weeks, but I guess now we're back on, and I forgot to contact him. But we got to get him back next. We get him back next week, and he still wants to do the girl thing. So we've been really slacking on that. And
All
we were
right.
promoting it, and then we haven't come through. So anybody that is listening is probably like, these guys are just full of shit because they keep on talking about something that's never going to happen. But it will happen. We just have to make it work.
Who's we?
You.
What?
We as in you.
All right, me. All right. So what do I do? I go to Facebook. What's this
Yeah.
girl's name?
No, I don't even know. I don't even know which one he is going to.
Corinne,
There's a good couple of them.
Corinne Wazowski or something.
Uh,
What was her?
well, I'm wondering why. What the heck? And I got ABC on. Isn't Jimmy Kimmel on? Why is Price is Right on here? I wonder if they're doing a flashback or something here. What's going on?
Did you see Jimmy Kimmel? Dude, how about that stupid fight?
Oh, the Pacquiao.
Did you watch
No,
it?
I'm not an expert.
You say
I'm not an expert, but I just claim to be an expert. But my brother texted me, "Are you going to watch the fight?" My neighbor was like, he's like, "This is how you can get it free online." He's like, "I'm going to go to a buddy's house," and I wasn't all that interested up until like 2 hours before the fight, and I was like, "Shit, like this is a huge deal." And I'm not that interested in watching it. So what do I do? Do I go out to a bar? And I ended up not watching it at all. And it went exactly how I would thought it would be. And the fact that
Yeah.
both of them, anytime you get something where there's that much on the line, not even money wise, just pride wise, because I think these guys, yeah, they got paid, yeah,
Legacy.
boatloads of money. But what's more important to them
Oh yeah.
is who's the better man. So none of them, neither
Right.
of them wanted to lose. I mean, it doesn't matter that they got paid 180 million and 100 million. They didn't want to lose. It could have been $10,000, and I knew that they were going to both be on the defensive. And supposedly now it's coming out that Pacquiao had a
Yep.
shoulder injury or something. But you don't want to take too many chances against a fighter that's as good as you or better, and you're fighting for a championship title that's been like 6 years in the making. So I knew that there was going to be a
Yeah.
lot of nothing real exciting, and sure enough, it was nothing real exciting.
Hoo-ha.
Yeah, and
Pish posh.
it was just a drab, like I don't want to say boring, but I mean I saw it afterwards. I watched the whole thing. Of course, like within an hour of the fight ending, dozens of
Right.
people are up. Or not dozens, thousands of people uploading it online. So I got to see the fight. Yeah, and yeah, they're better in boxing than me, but I wasn't that. But I knew it was going to be like that. I knew there wasn't going to be a knockout. There wasn't going to be anything crazy. It was just going to be a lot of defensive boxing.
That's it was like the first 3 rounds. It felt like Mayweather was just running from Pacquiao, like backing up, like Pacquiao was on the attack. And then it was like he's on the attack, but he can't really get anything done. And Mayweather's got much longer arms, and he just keeps jabbing him. And I was like, this is not going to happen. And then when he's punching him in the face, and Mayweather's shaking his head at him,
just taunting
like,
him.
no, I was like, this is done. This boxing is over. I'm so over it. It's like, yeah, none of them are really going to go all out. They're not going to like hurt themselves.
No.
They're not going to make themselves look bad.
Well, not hurt themselves, but just, I mean, in any sport, like if, I don't know, it's really apparent in jiu-jitsu because in order to try for submissions in jiu-jitsu, you have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable to someone countering it and submitting you.
Exactly.
So I knew what
going for the big payoff.
Exactly. So I knew they weren't going to like throw like a crazy, overhand right or a wide right or anything like that because then they'd be leaving themselves vulnerable for the same thing or for a counter. So they just played it safe and that's
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, whatever.
In the way back of my head, I thought that's probably what'll happen. But then I was like, nah, that was like Don King's thing. It was just kind of like, don't get anybody hurt, keep the product safe, just put up all this hype around a fight. I was like, that's over. That's not going to happen. Pacquiao's like hardcore. He's from the slums. He's going to come out and he's just going to pound this guy until he knocks him down. And
he didn't, no. Well,
it's a shame. And then, he had a torn rotator cuff.
I mean, and you're not going to get a lot of. I mean, these guys are quick, but I mean, yeah, I think Pacquiao has knockout power. He does have knockout power, but with someone like Mayweather, you're not going to knock him out. Well, Mayweather's that good. Like if it was one step down than Mayweather, Pacquiao would have. Maybe the knockout would have happened, but I just don't think you see that much in like the lighter weight classes. Like that's why Tyson was such a phenomenon because he was so big and not big, but like strong and powerful, and yet he was so quick. So like for as heavy as his punches were being thrown, they were coming at you just as fast.
I was totally marking out like the week leading up to it because I work from home, so I have like ESPN on all day. Sometimes it's on mute, sometimes it's not. You can keep it on mute and you can still catch what's going on. Well, they were in Vegas for the fight the entire week, talking to celebrities and boxing experts. So I got so sucked into it, I started watching old Tyson matches on YouTube, and then I started watching old Muhammad Ali matches on YouTube. And I kept trying to find out who would win at their very, very best if they faced each other with Tyson. Tyson had 21 knockouts, and like 13 of them were in the first round.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what if he caught Ali? If he just caught him once, that's all it took for like so many guys that were so much bigger than Tyson. He would just pop them, and they would just collapse.
Yeah, I mean,
no one ever had a punch like that.
No, I think Tyson is probably the best boxer ever. I mean, that's a big, it's a big statement. Yeah, I mean, there was so many good boxers over the years. Like Ali, Sonny Liston, Foreman, the guy that lives in Easton, whatever his name is. Uh,
Yeah,
God,
what's his name?
every street's named after him.
Smoking Joe
No, not
Frazier.
Frazier. What the heck's his name?
Yeah,
No, not Frazier. Larry Holmes.
Larry
Yeah,
Holmes. That's what I
but I
said.
mean, you know,
Yeah. Why'd you say Frazier?
Frazier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, my bad. My bad. But and I'm not a boxing expert. I mean, I when it comes to boxing, I'm probably I know minimal, to average at
Holyfield.
best. Holyfield.
Oscar de la
You know what's
Hoya.
funny about
Oh, he's not a heavy.
Holyfield? Speaking of it, he is the spokesperson for AMCO, where Natalie works, and
Double A Hong Kong
you should
MCO.
see some of the outtakes from the interviews with him because you can't understand a word he says. So it's funny.
He's brain dead.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny with that. But getting back to the topic, you watched the fight live? You saw it live?
Yeah, I went to a bar. We had like reserved seats, just me and three of my friends. And yeah, I mean, we went there and it was jam packed. They actually like closed the doors, like locked the doors to this big restaurant bar called the Tilted
Oh yeah,
Kilt.
we have them.
And yeah, and yeah, it was just so boring. It was just
Yes.
sad. I mean, I had a really good time with my friends, but I was like, I think this is the most sober I've ever been around you guys. Because usually we get like destroyed, but like that fight was just so like dull that no one was like raging.
I think that I saw a lot of people saying
Move.
on Facebook like that's the end of boxing, and yeah, I don't know. Boxing will always stay a sport, but I really do think that MMA has put a huge.
Oh, it's way
Yeah,
better.
it just is. It's more exciting. There's more action. There's more. If you understand the sport of mixed martial arts, there's more technicality going into it because you can kick, you can punch, you can grapple, you can submit.
Yeah, there's way more than just punching, and yeah, it's all shapes and sizes. And I wanted to talk to you about the guy who got his title stripped from him.
John Jones.
Who
John
is that?
Jones.
John Jones.
John Jones.
Yeah, John Bones
John
Jones.
Jones. Yeah, you know what? I don't know that much about the story, to be honest with you. I saw when it first broke that supposedly he was involved in like a hit and run or something, right?
Yeah,
And
something
he had
bad,
cocaine
something
on him or
illegal.
something. Because I know he's had problems in the past
Uh,
after he won his title fight, either or not title fight. I mean, he's been the champion for years now, but I think after the last fight, he tested positive for cocaine. But for some reason, they let it slide, which I don't understand the rules in these sports, like in the UFC, because I mean, I guess cocaine isn't a performance enhancing drug. So I mean, a lot of the guys that got tested positive for TRT, testosterone replacement, they got kicked out of the UFC.
Oh.
But yet cocaine and like marijuana is just a fine because it doesn't enhance your performance, I guess. So it falls under a different category. But still, I mean, cocaine is an illegal drug. So how do you still? I don't know.
Jones was arrested last week on a felony charge of leaving the scene of an accident involving personal injury or death. He is being accused of fleeing on foot after running a red light in a rental vehicle and striking another car, breaking the arm of a pregnant woman.
Man.
You douchebag.
Oh shit! I gotta get out of here.
Oh yeah. Oh, are you okay? My arm is broken. Are you pregnant? Yes. See ya. That ain't my kid. That ain't my kid. Last Tuesday, Jones made his felony first appearance in San Bernardino County Metropolitan Court. He was released on continued bond of blah, 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 blah. They're basically saying he's pretty much done from MMA. He may never return.
So it's sad because he could have been, I mean, he probably was next to Anderson Silva, who's, has returned.
Anderson Silva.
John Jones is probably one of the best mixed martial artists out there. And I say mixed, like I'm kind of like I did
the longest reigning champion like ever.
Well, no, I think Anderson Silva was.
Silva.
But, Jones is up there. I mean, nobody can beat him, and the reason is I mean he doesn't have like. Outstanding jiu-jitsu. I don't even know what belt he is, but I know he's not a high-ranking belt. He's an okay boxer, but the thing is he's just so tall and lanky, and he could kick you from like across the cage, and you'd feel it. He's like 6'5" or 6'6" or something stupid. And
he kicks you, and then 2 days later he gets there. Yeah, man, you can't like get to him. I forget the last match. Yo, who's the guy that tried to kick the one dude and he blocked him and his leg
Anderson
broke?
Silva. That was the kind of
Oh,
the beginning of the
that
end there.
best defense ever.
Yeah,
Hey, he's just gonna kick you. Just how do you just train blocking kicks for like
that's
a
what they
year?
did. That's what because
Yeah,
Chris Weidman.
it's the only way you're gonna
Yeah,
beat
that's
him.
what they did. They knew that he was going to throw a lot of low kicks, low leg kicks. So you check a kick with your shin, and worst case scenario is what happened. You break the guy's leg. But that was the beginning of the end. The first fight with Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva doing his usual cocky dancing around, keeping his arms down, gets knocked out. Rematch, breaks his leg.
Oh yeah, I remember, dude. That is such a funny story because how do you get that lucky two times in a row?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It was luck. I mean, that's what they're saying is that Chris.
Like, obviously, Silva's the better fighter. He just like
Well, I don't know. How do you make that assumption? Like that's what's up for debate because Anderson Silva probably by theory is the better fighter, but yet he lost twice.
I know it's like. Do you think he beats him now? He beats him 8 out of 10 times, and he just lost the two.
Yeah,
first two.
exactly. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
in Chris Weidman's defense, Chris Weidman is good. He's tough and he's young. Anderson Silva, you can only have a certain lifespan in any sport, especially fighting. I mean, these guys that try to fight.
The most physical.
I mean, yeah. Then they become like mentally retarded after a while because like your body is slowing down. Like that's the natural progression of life, and especially when you're getting punched in the head for a living, your body's going to slow down a lot quicker than the average person. So, Anderson Silva's, I don't know, 40 something. I mean, it's almost time. But he came back. He nursed that leg, did physical therapy, came back in like record time. I mean, I think he broke his leg and he was back like 6 months later fighting again. He fought Nick Diaz and won, but it wasn't as decisive a win as we're used to watching.
When was that?
I don't know, probably about 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. So, yeah, I remember seeing the leg break. Nat and I were out at a bar watching it, and I'm like so pumped for the fight, and then I'm like, his leg breaks, and the whole bar just went silent. And we're like, did that just really happen? Like,
I was at my friend's house. We all like ran close to, all the way like 5 inches away from the TV, like
it was so nasty. And they didn't know it at first. So you saw it break, and then once they realized what had happened, then all the replay was edited out. They cut away quick enough. But if you saw the initial like leg break, you could see it just like kind of wrap around, And,
yeah, it's so bad. I watched it like a million times on slow-mo on YouTube.
That's the worst. Like that and this injury, this haunts the back of my mind. There's a camp, his name is something Winklejohn. His last name was Winklejohn, but anyway, it's Winklevoss, yeah. It's John Winklejohn. I don't know what his.
Who's Winklejohn?
Okay, so Winklejohn, that's his last name, and Greg Jackson owned this camp out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was Jackson's MMA, and now I think it might be both their names or whatever. But Greg Jackson's one of the, I guess, best coaches in mixed martial arts. He coaches a lot of UFC fighters, but his game plan is to play it safe. Like in a lot of the cases, you can spot the Greg Jackson fighter because they're more of like a counter puncher. They're not like uber aggressive, but they get the job done. But they know how to tire out their opponent or whatnot. But anyway, Winklejohn, I forget his first name. He's the other owner of this gym, and he's got one eye that's it's. I don't even know what it looks like. It looks like he's blind in one eye. But what had happened was you ready for this story? I mean, you don't do this stuff, so it might not make you as queasy as somebody that actually, although I haven't done any stand-up sparring in a while, but you ready?
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was sparring.
You talking to? Am I ready?
He was sparring. No, this will make you queasy, man.
Nothing makes.
Okay, he was sparring. Stand-up Muay Thai, and a guy threw a roundhouse kick, and the guy's toenail sliced his eye.
Oh no, toe fungus.
What are the chances of that happening? And my eye is watering. My eye is watering just thinking about that.
You're such a
Oh my
sissy.
God, dude, can you imagine anything worse?
Oh my god, my eye. Oh my god, my eye. My toe. My toe's all wet and slimy.
Oh
Oh.
God. Oh man.
Did I cut your eye with my toenail?
Did I just cut your
Wow,
eye with my toenail?
Did he have like razor sharp
I don't
toenails?
know.
What slow eyelids?
That's why you gotta
does he
trim your
have?
toenails.
Come on, man. I can blink in the blink of an eye.
I don't. Oh God. I can't think about that.
Do they teach you to like keep your eyes open at all times?
No, I
and
just.
that?
I don't know. Maybe he just didn't. I don't know. I don't even know how something like that would happen. That's like a one in like one
I
million
know.
thousand million chance. But I mean, it happened to him, and now he's blind in one eye.
And it looks just kind of like blurry.
Yeah, it looks like like something
Like
wrong.
it's like yogurt mixed up.
Kinda. I think it might have actually he lost the pigment in the eye, so it just looks like
All
I
white.
don't know. Look up Wickle John.
Oh yeah, we have the power of the internet. We need like when we Google some music, and
Like
not that
typing
one.
music.
Oh, look at
Winkle John I. Look
Great.
at that comes up. Winkle John I. Winkle John Jackson MMA. Winkle John Jim Albuquerque. Go to Winkle John I.
All right, Winkle John. This is crazy.
Oh, you can see where it got sliced too. Oh man, how puffy it is.
Winkle John. Oh, did it get like majorly infected?
See, actually, you know what? The one picture, I don't even think it's
Oh my!
it's
Dude,
like
the
black.
one it looks like it's just all blood and swollen under there. That is the most swollen black eye I've
You
ever
see, I don't know if
seen.
that's him because look at the picture of him
I wanted
normally,
to-
and like it's the other eye that looks like it's the bad eye. It looks like his right eye is the one that's because that lost all the pigment. It's just black.
Oh, they're gonna do that to us now.
I don't think there's any like pictures of it.
Flip flop. How do you spell Winkle John?
Just like Winkle John. You didn't see it?
Winkel.
I think it's L-E. It's E-E-L.
L-E.
Yeah, Mike Winkle John, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mike Winkle John I.
Lost an eye to a toenail. That's horrible.
Oh, damn, that is one messed up eye.
That's-
An eye for
Imagine
an
that-
eye. Is that what his book title? An eye for an eye. His eye looks normal to me in this picture. Damn it! I want to see his freak eye.
God,
I can't. I guess that's kind of weird. I
I'm
wanted
going
to
to
be
be thinking
weirder.
about
I think I
this
was
all
gonna-
night now.
Really? Does that give you the heebs? I forgot. I can't remember if you got the heebs.
Yeah, no, I'm just something like that.
You don't like blood, but you love Grey's Anatomy.
It's my favorite. And ER.
Oh my God. So why don't you explain briefly, if you can, to the audience why we took such a
Yeah,
long
well,
break?
I've been back and forth to South Jersey, back to Pennsylvania, back to South Jersey, because we bought a house in South Jersey.
Whoa!
So we're going to be moving from the valley that is Lehigh back to good old rural South Jersey. So
Back to your
yeah, it's going to be kind of strange. You know, like this is what I wanted.
plant down your
Plant down your roots. This is what okay, so this is what I wanted for a while. You know, like when I first met Natalie, and I never thought she would want to move back to where I grew up, but now she really does. But now we're just nervous because we bought a house that's like twice the size of our house, and it's like, all right, well, now how are we going to pay for this house? But hope things will work out. But anyway, you start thinking about like, okay, I'm literally 10 minutes. I'm in the next town over. Like I grew up in Tabernacle, and the town we're moving to is Shamong.
Oh, the tabernacle.
So Shamong. It's Shamong. It's spelled Shamong, but all the Hicks back down there say Shamong. So Shamong,
Shamong.
and nice little town. I mean, just rural, nice. But I think about it like I'm going to be 10 minutes from my parents, and already my dad's talking about like Costco trips that we're going to take, and I'm like, is this going to be like a bad thing or good? I mean, I don't want to say bad thing, okay, but I mean, is this going to be like at first?
Yeah, did you think this through?
Oh, of course.
Is this going to be a
No,
bad
I don't mean a
thing?
bad thing. I just mean like, is it like, wow, okay, I'm moving.
Too close for
Yeah,
comfort?
but then I'm like, no,
Yeah,
no,
would
but I
think
think
that.
at the beginning, because a lot of people move back to their hometown, so I think at the beginning, it's like I'll feel like, like obligated. Like I'll be over there a lot. Plus, I'm sure I'll need to borrow a bunch of stuff from my dad, like do stuff around the house. Um,
Oh yeah, that'll
that'll
be
be key.
key.
But I think then after a while, it obviously be nice, having them as close because I mean that's what I wanted all along, to be closer to family.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, that'd be cool. We close on June 1st, which ironically enough, my birthday. So nice birthday
Oh
present.
yeah.
But
Wow.
it's just been hectic here because now we're trying to get our house on the market, and there's still a lot of stuff I got to do around here. Painting. I got to put a door back on. I never had a door on my closet. Like I gave Nat the master bedroom walk-in closet, and I took the guest bedroom
Right.
closet, and
Yep. Just like my house
yeah,
here.
I figured what the heck. So I was not even arguing with it, but uh, we got new carpet put in, and with the new carpet, we got new carpet pads, under. So when they took the door off, it doesn't fit back on now because the carpet's higher than the old carpet. So it's a double door thing, and I just never cut it down. I mean, like 5 years I've been living here, and I never had any doors on my closet. I doubt anybody's going to want to buy the house. I mean, it's not going to make it or break it, but still, like people are going to want doors on their closets. So now I've got to cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could hang a curtain.
I could, yeah. I mean, I have the doors. I just have to cut it down, and I just dug out the saw that I have, a circuit saw. So
Have you ever cut a
no,
door? I have.
okay,
Good luck.
really, that's a pain in the ass.
Like, do you have like something to
No,
brace this
no,
door?
no, I don't. I was just gonna throw it on the picnic table out
You
back
need you need your
and cut away. Have Matt sit on it, maybe.
you, you, you need your dad
Yeah,
already.
I do. That's the beauty of it. I'm here all alone in Easton, Pennsylvania, trying to fix things on my own, which
Oh,
I'm
oh
learning.
man,
I'm learning.
I that's the thing. I think that'll be the key to convincing Heather to move back up north. I'll say, look, right. My brother's like built. He's got a house of his own. He's finished a basement. He's got like a shed. So I'm gonna like need to raise a family near him.
Yeah, just
Hopefully that'll get me back up to the
well,
north.
yeah. I mean, it's nice having somebody that knows what they're doing close because I mean, I'm like, and I'm friends with my neighbors and stuff, but I feel
Yeah.
like a total toolbox going over and be like, hey, can you cut down this door for me? I'm a 32-year-old man and I can't cut down a door myself. But
Yeah, when it's family, you're like, yeah,
yeah, it's
fucking
dad
do
can do
this.
this
I
for
don't
me.
know.
I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to cut.
I mean, the problem is that I would just go at it. Like I would not even bother like being
That's right.
precise about it. I would just start cutting.
No,
You know, just whatever happens, happens.
just wing it. Just guess. That's
Yeah,
enough. And then you end up
with
destroying
a
the door. And then you have to just go buy a brand
I have
new
a really
door.
really short door. You could crawl under it to get to the closet.
That'd be
I just
so
don't know. I
funny.
mean, it's one of those doors like it's a stock door, so it's not real. It's not like it's a a real heavy door, but I mean,
Right.
it's
But
it's
still,
a pain in the ass.
I mean, imagine like how thick that door is. That's like 2 feet thick. Sawing through 2 feet is like not easy at all, and keeping it straight is almost
Wait, 2 feet
impossible.
thick? What kind of
So
doors are you cutting out?
not thick, but like you're gonna have to cut down. You're not gonna cut like you're gonna have the blade on like the face of the door. You're gonna have to start on the
Yeah, well, I
corner.
realize that you cut from one end to one end. Why else would you do it? But I mean,
But that's like 2 feet.
yeah, but I mean, I think
And let me ask you this: is your saw not covered in rust?
it's a brand new saw. Actually, I just put the blade on it today. I had like a saw drill kit for Ryobi or whatever it is. It's a
Oh
five
yeah,
inch
right.
blade. It's a 5 inch blade though, so it's not a big saw, but I think it's probably good enough for cutting down a door.
It's so it's
I
electric.
just have to cut the bottom off, John. I have to cut like an inch off the bottom just so it fits.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
had to do
No, it's
because these boneheads put new floors in, and our door at the very corner where, it meets the wall where the hinges are, it kept like rubbing, and we just kept ignoring it. And then all of a sudden, the bottom of it just started like coming apart. And then eventually it just stopped moving.
Yeah.
And I had to take it off the hinges and tried to do what you're going to try and do. And it totally fucked up the door. I mean, it was so bad that I put it back on and I looked at it and I took it off and I sawed it off to make it look weird and just put it back on there. And you could like stick your feet under it.
So that's what I'm afraid of, is that I'm going to totally mess it up. I don't even know what else to do. I mean, see,
you need to get an electric
But you know what the problem is that these...
You gotta get
the door, it's a double door. So, there's a piece at the bottom that goes into, I don't even know. I mean, this is like retarded even talking about it, but it goes into, it clips into a hole so you can open it like a double door. So I got to take that piece out and cut it down, right? It's not like a straight door.
And hope that you don't cover it too deep to where that thing can't go back in. Well, then you're going to have to drill a little hole in there and put the thing back in yourself with like super glue.
I know. I don't want to do any of this. I don't know. I was even thinking about taking it to like Lowe's and having them do it.
Why don't you?
But they like put it back together for me. Like they might cut it down, but like they're not going to like sit there and like drill a new hole. Well, maybe they will. I don't know.
I'll call them and just be like, "Hey, can I bring in a door for you guys to like trim the bottom?" It sounds weird and funny if you're calling like a nail salon, but you're calling like like a home repair store. They've got to have somebody in the back there that'll do that for like a Charms blow pop and a nickel.
Well, see, the thing is, I know they cut down doors that you buy there, but I don't know if you can bring in doors from some other place and just, they're not like contractors. They just work in Lowe's, like.
No, they are contractors, actually. That's the weird thing. Every single employee is an independent contractor.
I don't think that's correct.
I'll bet you $1 million. Actually,
Every single employee.
Yes. Well, I don't know every single, but
some people I've seen in Lowe's do not look like they are contractors. Like 16-year-old girls, I don't think they're contractors.
No, I mean they're independent contractors.
I mean like people working in like the specific areas of Lowe's, like the experts.
Oh, yeah, but dude, I'm telling you, they'll do it.
Well, yeah, I know. So maybe I'll do that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like as a man, though, I should do it myself.
Yeah, but you have no experience doing it.
True. But how do you get experience?
But I guess this is the experience, maybe, or shouldn't you like practice on some like beechwood,
some plywood?
How far are you from the Jersey Shore?
From where we're moving to? That's the beautiful thing. I mean, I know it doesn't sound great to you because you live at the beach, but we're about half hour on a good day from Long Beach Island. Oh. So that's what I'm most looking forward to, because time we get in there, summer will just be beginning. And that's what I miss the most about living here. I mean, because, when I got the job out here, I was like, sweet, like big snowboarder. I mean, remember when we lived together, I would go to, I was like, but
go every day.
Yeah, I would go every day. And, over the years, like, especially when we had Ben, I had less and less time to do that. And now, like, I think I try to go once a year. So it's like I live 40 minutes from a mountain, not even. And I went once this year and once last year. And it's kind of like, the novelty is kind of worn off. Like, it was cool when I was in high school and, like, after college and stuff. But, it's like you kind of just lose a little bit of the interest in it. So I'm most excited about it.
Like, all right, I get it. I go down.
Yeah, I don't do anything crazy, So it's just like I go down the hill, and you
don't try to learn like fakey stick brain.
2 years old, John. I wear a helmet now.
Shaun White, fakey fake, 1080,
stiffy air,
pipe dream, half pipe dream. Whatever the hell that is. So what are you going to do? Are you going to, so you're like, all right, I'm out of Pennsylvania. I'm back in Jersey. And you settle on the 1st?
Settle on the 1st, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So when are you going to move? When are you going to start unpacking? Like, you got to send me a picture of this house.
I'll have to, as soon as we get off, I'll because I know it's hard to find the pictures now. The full pictures, because it it got taken offline, but there is like I think one website that has all the interior
Yeah.
pictures and stuff. So I'll send it to you.
Oh,
But,
sweet. Yeah, man.
yeah, I
Please
mean it's
do.
cool. We're looking forward to it. It's just it's a lot. Like I remember buying this house, whatever years ago, like 5 years ago, whatever, and
Did you buy that
bought it with
Nat?
that. Yeah, and I don't remember
Okay.
going through like with the home inspector and like any. I don't remember half the shit that we did with this house. Like I've had so much communication with our realtor, and granted, he's a pretty cool guy. He's from St. Lucia, yeah.
Ah,
But he's been like super super good as like a realtor. I mean, like on top of everything. But I mean, when we bought this house, I remember like we're like, oh yeah, yeah, we like it, and then I just remember like moving in. I remember doing like any of the inspections that we were doing with this other house, but.
it's almost like you just
It
rented it.
was like I was like saying to Nat, I'm like, do you remember doing this? I don't remember like because I remember when like round we moved in March and December of that year, there was a gas water heater, and I don't know why I didn't check it out beforehand, and, like ask how old it was or if it worked, and what was even worse was that the previous couple that lived here were an older couple, and they went to a nursing home, both of them, so that the kid who was like, in her 40s or something. She lived in Georgia and she was selling the house. So, like, the house wasn't occupied for, a couple of months or whatever. So, I go to the hot water heater was going.
Oh,
So, I'd have to go down and relight it, relight the pilot light. And then one day, of course, on Christmas Eve, it decided to crap out permanently. Everybody got to take their shower. We
of
gave Ben a bath. I
course.
mean, he was only like 3 months old. Natalie took her shower. I get in, freezing cold water. Freezing. And so
Oh,
Christmas, nobody's going to come out and fix a water heater on Christmas Day. So we had to wait till like the day after
no.
Christmas. I think Natalie showered. She would drive to her mom's in Allentown and showered. I just dealt with it. I just took like 2 second showers, but
Wow. Freezing
freezing
cold.
cold shower. So we had that replaced. Freezing.
Well done, man. Way to man up and
I
just
just did
do
it.
it. This is my water and my shower. I'm gonna shower in
Dude,
it
it was
every day.
I
I
would
don't care.
soap up. I would turn on the water and just get wet, and then turn it off and soap up, and then turn it on again, and just like,
Yeah.
and then jump out. Ah,
There you go.
Ah! Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I don't remember looking at that. I don't remember saying like, oh, "How old is this water heater? Does it work?" But like at this new place, I mean, we looked everywhere under the cabinets, make sure like the plumbing was hooked up right with the sinks, with the dishwasher, like looked in every crevice. I mean, I walked through with the home inspector. It took like 3 hours, and I don't know, but
Nice. No, that's
yeah,
good, man. You had a good
yeah, he
guy
was he
there.
was real good. So I mean.
Gotta check
Oh, dude. Well,
everything.
'cause you don't know. I mean, like, it's like with this house, like the realtor we have, I know him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, just put some paint over that, it'll be fine." It's like,
Oh, he like didn't care. He's like, yeah,
yeah,
just take it.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man.
Wow, man. Well,
Well, thank you, thank
congratulations.
you.
That's amazing. And
Yeah, be a fresh start,
yeah,
something different.
yes. So, do you think we're gonna be able to pull off Chris Freed and this girl all at one time?
We've been talking about this since uh,
Since,
since
since,
I
since
don't know, it was cold out when we were talking. Yeah.
forever.
So, well, let's. I'll talk to Chris. Next week, I'm gonna actually be back at Fourth. Maybe we can get like a Monday night showing because I know Wednesday. Actually, I could probably do it from my house because my dad's getting a knee surgery. He's getting both his knees done. He's getting whatever knee replacement surgery. So he's getting the first one done on Wednesday. So I'm gonna go back and help him out. But so I imagine at some point during the week we can do a show and hopefully we can get Chris in and get this girl.
Knee
Yeah,
replacement. Like, why?
his knees are like shot. Like he can barely like walk. I mean, he gets around, but
Was it like no
yeah, no
cartilage?
cartilage, just bone on
Oh,
bone.
dude, I feel like I'm headed
Why your
there.
knees hurt?
My knees just hurt like they never have before. I'm like,
Does it
oh,
run in your
great.
family or I mean?
No, I just am a running fool,
Yeah, but I mean,
and I think I ran a lot, dude, like a lot, in very very bad shoes. Like when I moved here and I was like dead broke and unemployed for like a long time, I like refused to buy new running shoes. And they weren't really like running shoes. They were like shoes that looked like running shoes, but they were just meant for like walking around.
Like
You know, like
Skechers.
they were like they were like New Balance
Yeah.
sneakers, not like running sneakers. And I think I messed some
Well,
things up.
well, hopefully that's not the case, John.
Well, if we can do a show Monday, that'd be.
All right. Well, I'll talk to Chris and we'll try to find a girl. If not, we can just maybe bring anyone on that is female and pretend that they were, just so we don't seem like we're talking about it or I'm talking about it and nothing ever happens. But he did text me
I know.
saying he still wanted to do it, so it was his idea. So maybe we should put him in charge of the recruitment.
Yeah, you should text him and be like, dude, set it up. We can do it on Monday, or like just give him a day. Just give him like an assignment. Like just tell him, because otherwise we're just gonna go. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Just give him don't give him an option. It's not like
just
an
command
order,
him to
but
do
just
it.
be like, yeah, just be like, dude, we're ready to do the next show. Can you get the girl ready for this day?
Or we send him a mail.
And or yeah, to Los Angeles, it'll make it there. Postal service. Hey, have you started watching Game
No.
of Thrones yet? Oh my God, what is wrong with you? I can't believe you don't watch that show.
Yeah, no.
It's like the biggest mystery to me. I thought I would think that you'd be watching it and reading the books.
I don't really watch anything. I don't know what I watch.
Yeah, this will change you.
Well, I don't have HBO, first of all, so
You can
I got
use my HBO.
I got rid of HBO when I think we had this conversation. They were showing what was it? It was something retarded. It was oh man,
Oh,
it was
man.
some dumb movie that should have never been ever made, and then the HBO decided to show it like every night for 2 weeks, and I was like, I can't believe I'm paying for this. So I was like, I got to cancel.
Oh well, you made a big
I know
mistake,
HBO has the
because
good
it's
shows.
the
Yeah.
greatest.
Wow.
It really is the greatest on TV.
There's a couple of shows. I like that that Kevin Bacon show, whatever the heck it is.
Oh, the following.
But I mean, I lost track of that. The first season was great, and now we're just trying to catch up. I think we saw like the first 3 episodes of this season, and I don't know. It's just like I get behind one week, and then I just never catch up. That's what happened with Lost. That's what happened with Lost.
Do you what do you do like in your spare time? Like play on the
No,
internet?
I don't even know what I do. I mean, like I don't even. Well, at night it's hard because Nat gets home, and then we'll eat dinner. And then we get bed to bed. And by the time we both sit down on the couch together, it's like 10 o'clock. So we usually just kind of fiddle around on our phones or whatever, or just flip channels.
Everyone's on their phone.
Oh, it's
I yell at Heather. I was like, yo, if you come, I told her, I'm like, you can't look at your phone until 9 o'clock when she gets home from work. Because she comes home from work, says hi to the dog, sits on the couch, looks at her phone until she goes to bed.
Yeah.
Like the TV will be on and she'll be half watching that, but the phone will still
That's
be
exactly
in
the
front.
same with Nat.
I'm like, I'm going to throw that
Yeah.
thing out the fucking
That's
window.
exactly.
It's like, it's burning your retinas, first of all. And it's fucking up your neck. And it's just bad. You're like in a hole. You're like so alone and isolated in that little like box, that little window. That you're I don't know. It's
just when I try to talk
too much.
to her, and she's looking at her phone, and she's like
Oh,
barely
it's the
answering, and
worst.
I'm like, well, what's the It was like that way tonight. But she's like addicted to Pinterest. She gets all these ideas on like home decorating and stuff from Pinterest.
Oh, now she's going crazy because
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, with your spare time, like I would say that if I had some spare, like having a 4-year-old, like when there's so many questions being rattled at you, yeah. I mean, it's just like I do
It's
like I'll
awesome.
work out for like an hour during the day, and like most recently I've been doing a lot of stuff around the house to get this house in shape. But I mean,
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what I do.
You don't have a lot of spare
I
time.
have spare time, but it's just like it's not really spare. It's like it's time because I'm not working, but it's not like I'm like just sitting
Well, I
around
mean,
like
okay,
watching
I don't-
like, marathon movies. I mean,
I don't mean spare time. Like, what is your like hobby? the thing that like you do when you have like
Oh, well,
alone
right now, I
time.
mean, it's jujitsu and working out. So I'll do that for at least an hour and a
Okay.
half a day, no matter, if I have to bring Ben with me, or I go to the
Yeah.
YMCA because they have the gym there. Um, so yeah,
That's
I mean,
good, man.
that's,
That's
yeah.
like it's a really good
Yeah, I
hobby.
mean, but I get that done in the morning. So by the time noon rolls around, we're back home, and then I'm like, okay, now what? Like I did like what I enjoy doing, and now it's done, and now the rest of the day is like, like chasing around Ben or, I don't know.
Right.
It's cool. I mean, now that it's nicer out. I took him to the park the other day, and but this
Nice.
stuff. Um,
Does he play with the kids at the park?
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's got to like he associates best with someone that's his age because I mean, there's some kids in the neighborhood that he plays with, and they're a little bit like a couple of years older, and he just doesn't like get it yet. They'll like
Oh
they
yeah,
don't tease
right.
him, but they treat him like he's like a baby almost.
He's the little kid. Yeah,
He's the
he's the
youngest. But then there's
youngest.
like this one kid that's his age, and they just like blabber back and forth to each other. Nonsense, just complete nonsense. But
Right.
they're fine because they're both on the same wavelength.
They're just like saying random like
It's
parenting
exactly
words
this.
in like no order, no direction, no structure to their conversation. They're just like
It's,
interacting. Like this is all we know how to
it's
do.
it's funny. I mean, because I was out there one time and I was listening to them talking. Like Ben was like, "I have this blue car. My car is blue," and then his like little friend Ryan was like, "Yeah, well, yesterday my car was red, but now I got a green one." And like they just like, back and forth about like the color of their cars, and I'm like, "This is great."
Oh
Yeah,
my God, so
I know.
awesome. I'm so jealous of that like
Yeah,
ignorance.
exactly, isn't it? I mean, it's like fleeting.
Innocence, I mean not
Innocence,
ignorance, you know
yeah.
what
I
I
mean,
mean.
it's fleeting. It doesn't last too long.
I know. Yeah, he's got like another year max, and then it's just all
Exactly.
downhill. Disappointment after up until then. Right now, everything's happy. Disappointments to him last like
Yes.
half a second. Like they go like
It's
in
a
and out. He doesn't remember crying last.
No, but it's speaking of crying though, and we'll end on this because this just happened. This is funny now that I laughed about, even though I got ticked off at him again today. But we have this. He has this game on my phone that he likes to play. It's a hill climbing game or something. Like, have you ever seen it? It's actually a pretty fun game, but it's just like a little guy in a little car, and
Yeah, I've
yeah,
heard of it.
and it's addicting because I mean, we downloaded it one time when we were waiting to get our haircut, and he was getting kind of restless because we were waiting for a while, and he's like, "Daddy, can I play a game on your phone?" So we searched through like the free games, and I found this one, and it was rated high, so we downloaded it, and now like I'm addicted to it. Like before I go to bed, laying in bed, I'll play, so but I'm trying to get as many points as possible, as many coins, because then you can unlock new cars and new levels, get like
Oh,
better engines and
cool.
stuff. But anyway,
Nerd
so
alert.
he loves the game too, and he's always Daddy, kid, when can we buy a new car? When can we buy a new car? And I was like, Ben, we got to get more
Oh.
coins. We got to get more coins. He doesn't understand. So
Ah.
Saturday morning he wakes up and it's like really early. So Nat and I are like barely awake. So he like jumps in our bed and he's like, Daddy, can I play that game on your phone? So I'm like, yeah, sure, Ben, sure. So I hand him the phone and he's like at the edge of the bed playing, and like for like an hour I'm hearing like text messages going off like doodly doodly on my phone. So he's like, eventually he hands the phone back to me, and I'm like, I look at the text message, and it was like, uh, it was like, thank you for your purchase of $11.50. Thank you for your purchase of $20.20. I tallied it all up. He spent $76 on coins for this game. He was buying them, and it was going right to the phone account.
Oh my
So I Yeah,
Oops.
and like he's 4, but I'm like I'm really tense
Yeah.
lately, just trying to like, there's just a lot of things going on right now. Selling the
Yeah,
house, buying the
man.
house, trying to get a job once I get into the new house, just a lot of stuff. So it's like every little thing will like set me off. Like the big things to
Yeah.
meeting with the realtors, I'm good, but something like that, and I went completely ape, and he like ran to his room, and I like, don't you listen, goddamn, don't you listen, and I had to like. I like punched a table. I mean, like totally uncalled for. Like I should have gotten that,
Oh.
angry about it. But and then afterwards, I laughed about it. But I had to call the phone company, and they said they would take the charges off, which they never did. So I had to call back again on Monday, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know who
Oh,
helped you, but they never did anything with it." I was like, "Well, I just want you to
no.
refund the charges." So they were able to do that supposedly. I'll see when the bill comes in, but he did it again today. Although he thought he did, but he really didn't. So he like ran away crying, and I was
Oh
like Ben,
no.
and I yelled at him because he's still trying to like buy these coins, and I was like, Ben, I just want you to listen, man. You can play the game, but just if we want to get a new car or unlock a new level, just we'll do it together. I'm like, just play the game, get the
Yeah.
coins, and we'll unlock the levels together. So hopefully he's finally understood, but who knows? I'm sure tomorrow he'll do the same thing again.
Well, then just don't
Well,
let
that's
him
the thing.
play it until he can
But you
figure
know
it
what?
out.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it is? It's a good diversion. So if I'm like trying to do something, like today, the realtor was here, so like he kept on asking me. First of all, as soon as the realtor got here, Ben, of course, Ben has to take a crap. The most convenient time I've had phone interviews. I've had phone interviews at like any time throughout the day, and that's the same exact time that Ben has to go take a crap, and I've got to go wipe his ass. So the realtor gets in here,
Oh
Ben
my
goes into the
God.
bathroom. Daddy, can you wipe my butt? So he
Oh.
gets out, and I was like, here, play on my phone. Just play it, but don't download anything. Don't do anything. Just play the game. Oh.
You need to get him a different game. Just download a different game. There's a
See, the
million of
thing
them
is, you can
out
get a
there.
purchase blocker on the phone, but the guy, I could barely understand what he was saying, but he was telling me that if I get the purchase blocker, then I can't have any apps on my phone. So, like, I have Beats. I listen to my music at the gym and when I'm in the car. So, you know, I'm not going to
Yeah.
like totally make my phone useless other than texting and calling because Ben is, buying coins on a stupid token.
Yeah, no, yeah. Did the guy sound like?
Yes,
But there's a special feature where you can enable this. But you know, it's kind
exactly
of
what he said.
Oh, okay. What do I do?
yeah, it's getting up on
All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Thanks. And I said, can you send me a text
How
message?
about no, Scott?
Mr. Scott, they were calling me, Mr. Scott.
I don't like that. Why are they pulling that all over the place now? Mr. First name,
Because
Miss
they want to
First
try to
name.
mangle your last name because they don't speak English in the first place.
Oh, that's what it is. The bastards.
So, yeah, on that note, um, what do we got? Oh, yeah, so we'll plan for sometime next week, John.
Yeah, I'm open.
All right, well, we'll do that. And I got to go take a piss.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right, well, that was a brilliant show. Even though it smells funky, it's still what? Fresh? Still fresh, yeah.
I've looked into the eye of this island, and what I saw was two fish.
That's a good one.
That was a nice
That's
right
a good
hook
one. Yeah, that
there.
was like a Mayweather.
Unlike Pacquiao.
And I guess since it's after Cinco de Mayo, it's now Seis de Mayo. I will say adios, Juan.
Adios. Adios, Scott, I guess.